Hello and welcome to the FatBoss Guide to Winlord Mel'Jarak 10-man normal in the Heart of Fear.
Yes, this fight is basically all to do with ads and then avoiding shit. So, yeah, it's kind of very similar to those fights. It's kind of a bit shit if you ask me.
Yeah, it's okay.
It's alright.
It's really fun if you're ranged and you have a lot of AoE.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, for this encounter you want to bring 1 to 2 tanks, you want to bring 3 healers and a mixed DPS makeup. Now the reason why you might want to bring 2 tanks is for this particular tactic you'll be tanking a lot of ads and a boss, which means you're taking quite a lot of damage. So if you do decide to use this tactic and your one tank is getting absolutely destroyed, then use 2 tanks instead. However, we do recommend that you use 1 tank. Now just before you actually even engage with the boss, there's 4 weapon racks that spawn around the room. If a player clicks on the weapon rack, it'll despawn and it'll give you an extra action button that allows you to stun all the ads that are in the encounter. Well, one individual ad, you can pick whichever ad you want and it'll stun it for 50 seconds. However, any direct damage done to that ad will break it, but as long as you don't do direct damage, then it's fine.
Now there are 3 groups of ads with 3 ads in each group, and each group has a shared health pool.
Because it is a shared health pool, the damage that is dealt to the ads that aren't stunned, it won't actually break the stun on the ad that is stunned.
Yeah.
So yeah, that doesn't count as direct damage.
Then we're going to go through each different ad and its abilities, and we're going to start off with the Amber Trappers. Now the Amber Trappers have an ability called Amber Prison. Now this traps a random player and all players within 2 yards, so spread out 2 yards, of that person in an amber trap. Now you can only break this by clicking on it or having another player clicking on it. However, this will debuff the player that did click on it, preventing you from clicking on another one to break it until the debuff drops. It's about 2 minutes. They also have another ability called Corrosive Resin. Now this is a 5-stack debuff that is applied to a random player that deals 10k damage every second per stack. So if you've got 5 stack, it's doing 50k damage per second. Now to drop the stack, all you need to do is move. However, per stack you remove, a pool will spawn on the ground. And basically you want to drag these pools far out of the raid because you need to be moving everywhere else, and these pools hurt if you stand in them. So just move every now and then just drop the stack as soon as you can out of the raid.
Now the Battle Menders, they're really quite simple. They'll do an ability called Mending, and this will heal a particular group of ads for 25% of their maximum health, which is a very, very large amount of health. However, it's completely interruptible.
And it's a very long cast.
It's a very, very long cast. So just make sure that you interrupt it, and every single ad will do a cast. So you need to make sure if you decide to CC one of them, then you interrupt the other 2, or if you decide to CC 2 of them, then interrupt only the 1.
Yeah.
Now they also have an ability called Quickening that basically buffs every single mob, including the boss. It increases the damage done and the melee attack speed for 15 seconds. However, this is dispellable, so if you do have a priest, just mass dispel, and it's completely GG.
Now the last ad is the Blade Master. Now they only have one ability, which is Caustic Strike, and this will focus a single player and strike them in unison, dealing quite a large amount of physical damage. So if you have 3 of them up, all 3 of them will focus one player, and that'll pretty much insta-kill them.
Yeah, it's more or less a one-shot, so you have to CC at least one of these. Now, because of the nature of how the weapon racks work, you can actually get your extra action button before you even pull the boss. So you want to CC the ads on the pull. So if you use a countdown or you do a countdown over vent, once you hear 2 seconds, 1 second, that's when you want to hit your button. And you can literally CC whatever you want on the pull. Now, what in this particular footage you're watching now, there has been 4 ads CC. There's been 1 Trapper, 1 Blade Master, and 2 of the Battle Menders. However, you don't really need to CC all 4. What we'd recommend is that you only CC 1 of each type, and then that way when you are DPSing all the mobs when they're all on top of each other, the Battle Menders will actually die quicker. However, if you do decide to do it this way, that means you need to interrupt 2 Battle Menders rather than the 1. So if you do decide to CC 3 and you're having problems with interrupts, then just CC 2 Battle Menders as well as CCing 1 of the Blade Masters and 1 of the Amber Trappers.
So once you've decided which ads you're going to CC, then you want to pull the boss and all the ads onto one single point and AoE your fucking tits off. It's crazy. It's so much fun just AoEing the shit out of these. However, the boss doesn't just sit there and melee you, it actually has his own mechanics during this AoE phase.
Now the boss will do an ability called Rain of Blades, and this is just AoE on the raid. It's completely unavoidable, you just need to heal it up or use personal cooldowns. Simple as that.
Now, due to the nature, though, of this encounter, you do need to be spread out as range, so you can't stack up for this. Just make sure you are in range of the healer, and during this phase, it doesn't really do too much damage. There's nothing really too much to worry about, but later on, you still got to really stay spread out during this, so just something to think about. Now the boss also does something called Whirling Blade. Now it will fire a blade at a random player, dealing a high amount of damage to all players in the blade's path, and after it has reached its destination, it will also do damage on its return path. It's kind of like Glaive Toss of Hunters, except there's only one of them. So what you need to do is that you kind of need to just spread, so you've got to stay spread out so you won't all get hit at the same time. And also you want to make sure that the melee are always behind the boss and the ranged are going to be in front of the boss, because this ability can only target ranged, and this makes it so the melee just never have to move really.
Which means they'll never get hit.
Yeah.
When a group of ads die, which is obviously, that's what you want to do first, you want to AoE all the ads first before you kill the boss will gain a 50% damage increase, but he will also gain a damage taken increase by 33%. And this ability stacks, so once all 3 sets of ads are dead, the boss will be dealing 150% more damage, but he'll be taking 99% more damage. Now the reason why this AoE tactic's really good is because of an ability called Watchful Eye. Now every time a group of ad dies, the stun, the extra action button you get, will only work on 2 ads. It will work on 2 less ads. So at the start you can do it on 4. When a group of ad dies, you can then do it on 2. And then when another group of ad dies, you can't do it at all. So if you just AoE them all down at the same time, it doesn't really matter because they all just died in one go.
Yeah, because if you have 3 of any ads up, it's going to cause problems. Like if you have 3 of the Blade Masters up, they're all going to charge one person, they're going to insta-die. If you had too many Battle Menders up, that's just far too much interrupting really. So you're going to have to properly organise that. And with the Amber Trappers, everyone's going to be prisoned all the time, you're going to have to be breaking it, there won't be enough people to break it, and there'll just be goo everywhere, which is bad of course. So that's why we recommend that you CC 1 of each ad, AoE them all down so they all die at the same time, and then the ads aren't a problem anymore. Now it's just the boss.
Now the boss, once all the ads have died, will remain the same, apart from when he reaches 75% health, he'll gain a new ability called Wind Bomb. And this ability will be like used a lot, it's almost spammed. And what happens, he'll hurl a bomb at a random player. When it lands, it will deal damage to that player and all players within 5 yards of that player, so you need to make sure that you keep spread out. And after 3 seconds, it will arm and it will explode for an absolute ridiculous amount if anyone is stood near it. It's like 6 yards, it will explode. And it is a wipe if it explodes. It deals like 300k damage, and it's like the range of the explosion is the entire room.
Yeah.
One thing to note is that these wind bombs will never despawn unless you kill the boss. So they are up constantly.
Yeah, so what you really want to do is you want to have your range just spread out all around the outside of the room, and then just slowly fill up the room, and you'll be getting closer and closer to the boss. However, the boss will most likely enrage before the room fills with wind bombs. So basically, if you are wiping from these wind bombs, you are shit in every single possible way. So just make sure you move from it. It's very simple.
So at this point, obviously the boss is doing so much more damage, so all of his other previous abilities are hurting as well. So you just need to make sure, just to wrap it up, to summarise the fight, you need to make sure that you're dodging everything, and that you're using any defensive cooldowns, especially because of the Rain of Blades. This is going to do so much damage. You need to use a lot of healing cooldowns and stuff like that. But yeah, that's more or less it.
So thank you for watching, guys. If this guide did help you out, then please do give it a thumbs up. It helps us out quite a lot. And make sure to comment, rate and subscribe.
And if you'd like to see more 10-man normal guides by FatBoss, please do click upon the annotations on your screen now, and it'll take you straight to that video.
Thank you for watching.
Thanks for watching.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks.
Oh yeah, cheers. Oh, you're being a great audience. Yeah, well done. Fuck off. Oh well, no, don't do that.